when Melinda becomes a member of an institution, she gives a full, wholehearted piece of herself. It becomes part of her family. So for Alabama Southern and the Alabama Community College system, Melinda is a true advocate. She's there 100% striving to make that program as successful as possible.
Melinda is very compassionate. She has a real need to see her students succeed.
I have a friend who told me one time that students can come into your class and they can fail without you. So that has always stuck with me. My job is to make sure when they come in that they don't fail. Whatever they come in with, my job is to make sure they have been successful and can leave my class successfully. So I want to make sure that in that philosophy, students can fail without me. My job is to help them succeed. And the other thing I think about all the time is the old saying that there are those who can and then there are those who teach. Well, I take that as a compliment because I think there is no nobler profession than teaching and sharing that with others.
A lot of times I see her after class. I see her at her conference room table with students, giving them outside help, giving them extra help. And she's not only teaching the content, what she's teaching, she's giving them motivation. She is motivating them by giving them that one-on-one attention that they need and that they deserve. Sometimes they just need that extra little push and that relationship with their instructor, and she is just really good at that.
She's willing to go above and beyond the call of duty to make sure that the students are achieving successful levels of education and also achieving personal goals within their lives. She fully infiltrates herself into each student's life, serving as a mentor, as a counselor, but most of all, serving as a great educator and providing them with the means to not only be successful in the classroom, but also to be successful in life.
For me, the most rewarding thing about what I do is working with students. I like to see students progress. Again, whatever level they came to class with, I enjoy seeing them bloom over the course of a semester, and I get excited about watching them get excited that they've learned something that they thought they couldn't do or thought there was no way they would ever want to do that, and that's what gets me excited every day. And working with Phi Theta Kappa students in particular, I've had a chance to push them beyond what they think they can do. I work with some of the brightest students we have, but they're also very structured, and they're not even aware of the possibilities that they could achieve. And so I think for me, what I try to do is give them opportunities to stretch themselves academically and in service, and to challenge them to think beyond just their GPA and what is it could they really do with themselves if push came to shove. And they always exceed my expectations. Then they never think they will, and they do. And I'm always so proud of the hard work that they do.
Miss Melinda has been nothing but an inspiration to me. She has pushed me to do more than what I thought was my best. And because of that push, I have gotten to do so many more things that I never thought I would have been able to do here at Alabama Southern or in my life in general. I have been nominated for so many things while I'm Phi Theta Kappa, and I know that it's only because of Miss Melinda that I've got to experience any of that. We just came back from California, and that is all because of her. I was elected as the District 3 Vice President of the Alabama region of Phi Theta Kappa because she believed that I could do it, and she believed that I could do a good job. And the Alabama region actually won the Most Distinguished Region Award at the International Convention.
She did not believe that she was capable of being a college student before she came to Alabama Southern. Her name is Haley House, and she has, because of her relationship with Melinda Byrd-Murphy, she got involved with Phi Theta Kappa. Melinda has encouraged her to become a regional officer. She has gone on not only to win all Alabama honors, but she also was a gold medal award winner with the Coca-Cola Scholarship Program. And I really give so much credit to Melinda because she pushed her to run for office. She helped her get her applications together. And Melinda's one that when it comes to that application process, she's going to edit the fire out of those papers and make sure that it exemplifies what it needs to. And here you've got a little girl from Uri, Alabama, who was a regional officer of this international organization and won one of the most prestigious awards. And Melinda goes and she wins Outstanding Advisor Award. There was only 30 of those given out in the whole country, or in the international organization. So it just shows you that she is the type that not only did she push the students to excel, the students then wanted to honor her by promoting her to be Outstanding Advisor.
I didn't know that I was capable of giving speeches in front of, hundreds of people. And I didn't know that I could be a good leader, but she knew it somehow in me, and she basically told me to run for this position, and she knew that I could do it, and I did. I did a very good job with it, and I would have never done that if it wasn't for Miss Melinda.
Here are students from Alabama who may have never had the opportunity to not only go travel out of state to this international conference, but they have a chance to go see these amazing sites that I've only had an opportunity to see one time in my life. Didn't just take them to the conference and bring them back, but she let them experience some of the culture, and they can come back with memories that are going to last a lifetime.
We have students that come in and they're not sure how their college experience is going to go. They're quiet, they're shy. By the time they finished and they've gone through Phi Theta Kappa experiences, they come out, I feel, very confident, polished students. And I'm so proud to see them and watch them transform from that shy student into a very confident student. And a lot of that is Melinda's responsibility, and she's done a great job with those students, and I attribute that to her because she helped mentor and shape those students. And I think they really do appreciate all of her help.
It's never easy to be an instructor, but it's much easier and certainly a lot more fun to teach a lit class than it is to drop back and to teach students who do not have English skills. You're starting at almost the very beginning with them, and to still have patience and concern for them, and Melinda shows that.
Teaching is not something I thought I would ever do. In fact, I'm pretty sure I ran from it most of my life, only because my mother told me as an early child that that's exactly what I should do. Therefore, I said, no, that's what I won't ever do. And in fact, when I first started working at Alabama Southern, I was not a teacher. I worked for Dr. Johnson. I was the president secretary, and I had an English degree, so they asked me to teach developmental English. And the minute I stepped in that classroom, I loved it. I loved it. I had not had any educational classes, so the learning curve was huge. And nevertheless, there was something about it that really sparked in me teaching. And I went back to school and got a master's so that I could teach both in secondary and post-secondary. I think what I like most about teaching English is it's a subject I love and I enjoy sharing it. But more importantly, I think it helps me help my students think critically. I think so much about what it is that I love and how can I share that with students so that they can go out and be successful in whatever it is they do.
I've always hated English. It's like I love math and I hate English. I've never read. I don't like to do anything like that. I don't like to write. But one of my friends who graduated a couple of years before me, and they went here before they went off, they were like, you need to take Dr. Byrd-Murphy. You need to. And I was like, I heard she was hard. Like, I heard that you don't want to take Dr. Byrd-Murphy. They're like, no, you want to take Dr. Byrd-Murphy. I was like, okay. So I signed up for a class last semester. Absolutely loved it. I passed with A's. I actually almost started to like English a little bit. So I knew when I signed up for classes this semester, I was like, okay, I'm not having it any other way. I'm going to go with Dr. Byrd-Murphy. And so any other lit classes that I'm taking or anything, I want to have Dr. Byrd-Murphy because I know that I will succeed in her class.
There's a lot of moaning and groaning about writing, a lot of moaning and groaning. But they've come back later after they've transferred to another institution, or they've come back later as an employee and said, thank you so much for making me write. I do it more often than I ever thought I would. And no, I did not appreciate it at all at the time, but now I do, and thank you so much. I think those stories for me are, again, what I do every day and what I look forward to. I have no idea if what I do impacts anyone until after the fact. But those are some of the stories I hear from former students, and it makes me feel really good that they were able to be successful.
I like going to her class personally because I'm not a fan of English, and because she's enthusiastic about it and she loves English and you can tell she loved to teach it, she gives it to us in a different way so that we can somewhat like it even if we don't.
Her energy, she's very excited. It's not a moment even in the middle of class when we having a hard essay to do. It's not a moment. She makes the assignments fun. It makes us want to do the assignment.
I'm here to help them succeed. Everything I do is about them and what do I need to do to help my students. I think about that every day. Every lesson plan, every syllabus I create is about what can I do to improve what I do to improve their learning.
When Melinda became the director of our Center for Literary Studies, Literary Arts, however we call that now, and became the director then and the one who put together the symposium, I've been so pleased at the quality of the people that she's brought in, at the plans and the details that she's worked out for it, and to see how she has grown, especially during the presentations when she is the one who is presiding. She is her usual charming, personable, at ease self, and it's just kind of interesting that over the years I watched her grow from being Dr. Johnson's secretary to Dr. Murphy.
Melinda and I have worked together on and off for probably the last 15 years. One of the major projects we work together on is the Writer Symposium. I remember when Dr. Lee Taylor was moving out of that position and moving on to another position at the college, and I heard that Melinda was going to be handling the directorship of that. And while I knew she would do a great job, I was concerned because she was an instructor, she had classes to teach. How in the world was she going to handle the Writer Symposium and all of her classes too? But she's done a great job, and we've had a good time together working on this project. I wouldn't rather work with anyone else. She makes it look so effortless and so seamless. But I watch her agonize day by day, week by week. She'll work for 11 months to put together a 3-day agenda for a writer symposium. She's working with 20-odd writers and scholars, and each one has something that they just have to have. And Melinda pulls it all together, walks on the stage for the Writer Symposium, and you would think that it's just like breathing a breath of air.
She has got that gift of gab. I mean, she can just talk to anybody. She can laugh with anybody. She can relate to a lot of different types of people, and I think that makes her perfect in her setting as an educator.
Melinda is one that we know she is responsible for fashion in our hallway. She makes sure to let us know when we are dressed appropriately and when we are not dressed appropriately. We look to her a lot to keep us all in check in the hallway. She is also one that likes to cook, so sometimes she'll bring food, and when she cleans out her refrigerator, she brings it all to the kitchenette, and then we have to be upset because she's in great shape and gets to go exercise and get rid of her calories, and the rest of us just continue to gain weight.